DD214 Gaming Podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Gaming is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
Number 94. Thank you. I don't know if anybody noticed all these new features, but if you're watching from your phone, you probably see it better. If something funny happens, you can now create the clips for us. You know, if something funny happens. Good morning, Dylan Mason. We also have stars, but I would please advise, do not donate stars because we are having issues with Facebook finances. If you're going to donate anything, we're working on the PayPal right now.
There we go.
We're working on the PayPal, but we do have a Cash App that the podcast is connected to. We had to make it for the podcast, but that is the hashtag or sign.
Instead of sending all your hard-earned money in a microtransaction in a video game you're not going to play in 6 months, send it to these guys right here. All right?
Yeah, send it to Jay. He needs a new hat. He's been wearing the same hat since 1994.
Hey, man, Daddy needs a new fur coat.
Just
saying.
I'm telling you, it's like the only reason why it looks that black is because he steams it.
Hey, man, let me tell you, like, black is beautiful, okay? And it's never not gonna be. All right, that's all I'm saying. How you guys doing this morning? How you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm a little tired. I am just hanging out, you know.
Yeah.
A little cold. It's a little cold out here today.
It snowed here yesterday. I don't know if you. I know we'll talk about some of the playoff game, the NFL playoff games later, but it snowed yesterday in Kansas City. So.
Oh, how was that? Anything good?
What's that?
Like any good snow? Like with the.
There's probably like an inch and a half on the ground, and it's more like slush snow. It's not like powder snow. It's that slush shit. It's
at least you're getting that. We don't have that here.
Fucking very wet snow. The snow is very wet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that here. It's a bit disappointing, to be honest with you. All right, pretty disappointing, but it is what it is. You know, what about you? What?
It's bad when it's colder in the South than it is in fucking Jersey.
Yeah, straight up. I would think going to New Hampshire would be a thing, but you know,
right? Is it cold where you are too, Joe?
It's so all fucking week it was in like the 60s, and this weekend it's been in the 20s.
Oh, so it was just a big drop then. It's not necessarily like terribly cold, but the temperature swing kind of like got on everybody's nerves basically.
Yeah, it's typical fucking North Carolina Mother Nature, who's like, yeah, we're gonna give you nice weather. You can go out in a fucking t-shirt and some shorts in the middle of fucking winter, and then nope, never mind. I changed my fucking mind. I need you to put 3 jackets on to walk out your door.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my balls are definitely frozen right now. Let me tell you.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So,
man. So you want?
What do you got?
I mean, who wants to go first? I got a lot.
I want to hear. I want to hear from you.
All right.
Fucking A.
So I mean, I think what I could do. My last review will be about Kaleidoscope. You know, since today's. You know, since
I can swing into Joe.
Yeah, since today is since today our middle segment is about The Last of Us, which I'm super excited to talk about. But yeah, so first things first, I got into iRacing. Okay. I'm gonna give you my iRacing review soon. Okay, but I was playing on controller, and I don't know how like a fucking asshole like Dylan Mason, one of our team members, fucking dickhead, how he managed to get so good on the fucking controller in a pro racing game that requires you to have a wheel. How he's gotten so good with the controller, he makes me want to quit. I'm just putting it out there right now. Okay,
it's not even fair. Like
it's not even fair. The guy, he found the way. But
that's dope. That's dope.
There's no affiliation, guys. But
did you see Dylan Mason has 10 inches of snow? He got all 10 inches. Fucking. He got all 10 inches. Fucking. Up
yeah, but what other type of 10 inches does he got? That's the question.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know, but he probably uses them a little bit on you, fucking, when you're racing, apparently, huh? Like.
Yep. So.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
So first off. I was playing on a controller. I was just like, man, this is fucking ridiculous. Now, a PC wheel has been on my menu for a couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was playing the thing, and I was just like, man, I just need to get the fucking wheel already. So I went on Thrustmaster.com, and
yeah.
Thrustmaster. That's what they're called. Thrustmaster, right? So, and it's funny too because I purposely put a post up on Facebook that said I can't wait to get my Thrustmaster tomorrow, right? And Chris Boldet was like, I had to Google it just to make sure to see that this wasn't like what I thought it was. So no, it's not what you guys think it is. I'm actually going to show it to you right now. I can't pull it off of the. All right, here we go. We got it right here.
Hey, now be careful. We don't want to see your Thrustmaster.
Yep, this is it. This is the Thrustmaster T248. It is a high-end $400 driving wheel. Okay, it has Xbox and PC capabilities. When you switch it, it calibrates.
Whoa. It's a very fancy way to masturbate, John.
Yep, let me tell you.
Imagine getting your dick stuck in that when it's calibrating.
How many sick fucks do you think are out there that would fucking get off on that though? Like, they're fucking out there. You know what I mean?
Part of me feels like with the fucking force that thing was spinning around, it would just rip your dick off.
So that's the thing. That is the lowest force that it's on. Oh, hey, we have a guest star here. What's up, buddy?
I'm just getting my phone.
Oh, go ahead. It's right here.
Hopefully I don't lose Robux for this.
Yep.
Now, when you play like a VR or F1 racing game, do you have to have the same kind of reflexes like an actual freaking?
Okay, I'm actually going to get to that. You just spoiled part of my review because I did play. No, it's okay.
The first thought I had. It was the first thought I had in my fucking head.
Oh, of course, but because that's the first thought that was in my head. So the wheel itself, it is fantastic. It is one of the only wheels in the market right now that has like it's easy to maneuver. It's easy to navigate. So like most wheels that you get, right? They don't have a lot of buttons on the interface for you to kind of navigate. You still have to use your controller. Inconvenient, right? That would be inconvenient. So you'd have to use both.
Sure.
But this one has about 30 buttons on it that you could press to navigate for your Xbox or your PC. For the Xbox, the buttons are all there. You have your Y, B, X, A, display buttons, your bumpers and stuff like that. It's all there, okay, to make it easy for you. But on the Xbox side, Jay looks very confused. Yeah. On the Xbox side, I played a lot of Forza. I am a huge Forza fan. I've been playing since the first one. And it was actually, we
talked about that.
Forza was the reason why I bought an Xbox in the first place. It wasn't Halo. It wasn't, Dead Space, Gears of War. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that cuck shit. What got me into the Xbox, got me to buy Xbox 360 was Forza. So it's been years I've been wanting to get the wheel, and I finally got one that has everything that it needs. Now, it has a fucking engine in it. There's an engine. This thing right here where it says Thrustmaster, this is an engine. This is the actual Thrustmaster.
I still can't get over the goddamn name, dude.
It's great. Isn't it great branding? Isn't it great branding?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
so
for fuck's sake, you bought it, right? Like, I mean,
another little bit of info about Thrustmaster. They don't just make racing wheels; they also make like yokes and controls for like flight simulators.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can have your racing sim, you can have flight sim controls for flying games and shit.
They have controllers too.
Now, here's the thing. Next week, John reviews using the Thrustmaster playing Call of Duty.
Can I do that?
It's got all the Xbox controls.
Can I do that?
So it'd be like fucking playing with the controller. Just instead of having joysticks, you got to fucking turn the wheel to move left and right.
Oh yeah, dude.
Say I won't do it right now,
dude.
Say I won't do it right now.
That you won't fucking
people
do it.
have fucking done it with a goddamn Guitar Hero controller before.
Fucking Manchester. Bet you won't do it. No balls. No balls. That's fucking funny, dude. So what is your for iRacing? What is your final what's your final analysis on the and on the 10-inch scale when you get there?
Well, before we get to the iRacing, the wheel itself, the engine, you have to be very fucking careful because this bitch gets hot. It has a display module in here that it will tell you how many rotations it takes per minute, and it also gives you there's a temperature meter. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here so that you could safely, if it gets too hot, okay, it's time to shut this bitch off. I had this motherfucker at 176 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday.
Oh, dude, you should like start cooking some bacon, dude. Like,
you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. So
wrap that motherfucker in some tinfoil and fucking.
Yeah. Now on the Xbox side of things, I played Forza Horizon 5 and I had to buy the Hot Wheels pack so I could fucking play some Hot Wheels. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually not even letting me press any of these buttons on Call of Duty right now. Hang on. Yeah, no, it's not compatible.
You might have to do some configuring later.
Yeah. That's going to be great content. That's going to be great content.
Later, I'll help you figure that out.
And masturbate. Yep. So Forza Horizon 5 with the Hot Wheels pack, it's actually pretty cool because if you think about who doesn't want to drive in a track with the Hot Wheels, So the thing that I like about Forza Horizon 5 is that you can actually, and Jay, if you ever want to play Forza Horizon 5 with me, it's on the Game Pass. We can play it together. And
I look into that. I think I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
So
looking into
my car collection is absolute. I got sports cars, I got trucks, I got the DeLorean, which is I need to tune it down a little bit. But driving these cars in the camera that you can actually feel like you're driving it, really good. the force feedback on this motherfucker is insane, and my whole desk shakes. It shakes. Okay.
Is that a plus or a minus? Is that like a plus or a minus? Like,
well, my shit's pretty secure, so it's a plus.
Okay.
You know, and you know some of the reactions when you're playing, you're just like, oh, you know,
Right.
which is crazy. Now we're switching over to the PC side of things, and now we're going to talk about some iRacing along with the wheel. So iRacing is a more professional, in my opinion, a more professional version of racing and gaming in the online world. You have and apparently this is how NASCAR drivers train too. Apparently during COVID-19, during the COVID-19 era, there was an influx of iRacing. Yes, do not use a Thrustmaster on glass surfaces. You are right on the money in that. What was I saying now? I lost my thought.
Something about iRacing,
It's
NASCAR using it.
You're on the
during
PC. You're on the PC side of things.
Yeah, so I'm on the PC side of things. Okay, Dylan Mason is playing it with me. Obviously Joe Perazzi is playing it. Joe Perazzi fucking is obsessed with racing. He's probably the guy that would stick his dick in this Thrustmaster before I would.
Fucking A, Joe. Fucking A.
And so on and so forth. At iRacing, so it's all competitive. All competitive racing. You have a set of cars like stock cars, race cars, you know, regular cars that you would see on a NASCAR track or whatever raceway that if you're into racing, that you get into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first off, you want to make sure that you're fucking practicing this shit, because if you're not practicing and if you're not doing it right, you're gonna get fucking cucked. Okay, I've been yelled at, I've been told off, I've been called like, oh my god, I've been also called. It was so bad, bro. So
wait, from other players?
Yeah, from other players. And
for what? Why? Because you crashed into them or something?
Because I crashed into them accidentally. You know, they say I don't know how to. Yeah, they say I don't know how to fucking drive. Then they start reporting you and stuff like that. So these people, they take it very serious. In fact, so serious that yesterday was a 24-hour race. They call it the Daytona 24. It was for iRacing, and it was a 24-hour race where different racers take shifts. Okay. Customization, fantastic. I have Target sponsorships, Shell, Valvoline, Shell. You know, all the good stuff. You know.
Yeah. All the
I know all the conglomerate corporations.
All the great corporate stuff. Yay.
All the good stuff to sponsor me in these races, but it's not over yet. Then I put the VR headset on.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to do some adjustment with a car that has a top on it because my head is going through the roof. But if you have like a Formula V car, right? Which obviously you know what a Formula car is, no roof, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen them before.
Like
250
fucking miles an hour, however the fuck fast they go, and like fly in the air, you know.
Let me tell you something. Putting the VR on and driving that thing, I have more accuracy. I feel more confident playing in VR on it. And I sit there and I'm just like, oh, here we go. And I'm waiting for it. And it's just like, it's a little more realistic once you put that VR headset on. And it's the same thing when you play American Truck Simulator with the VR headset as well. Very fantastic. So because of community, I'm going to be giving iRacing a 6 out of 10.
Holy shit. Because
the community, you know, a lot of them will talk shit about you. I don't want to say toxic. It's not.
I'll say it for you.
Yeah, it's not completely toxic, but you know, because a lot of rookies go in there and they say, "Hey, I'm a rookie. I'm just practicing." Because how are you going to do better if you're not racing with other humans, right? You know, you need to learn human behavior and things like that. So, you know, my whole experience with that kind of shot it down to a 6 because instead of other people trying to help, it's more people talking down on you and calling you fucking God knows what under the sun. So, you know, game itself is great, but you need to do better with your community. That's really it.
So here's how serious people take this, and I'm going to show a picture of what people have for their fucking setups.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Wow. Fucking wow.
That is a 3-screen ice cream setup, but that whole seat moves and everything.
Just to play a game.
That's about a $6,000 setup right there too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's fucking.
If you got the money, if you
that's really
the
fucking
money.
cool. I'm sure that would be a really fun.
Look at the speaker. Like, look at the speaker in the back, right under the seat.
Yeah,
look
they've
at that.
Got the subwoofer here. They've got 3 speakers in the front. They've got different wheels, so they can change out their fucking wheel.
Yeah, so and it gets pretty like the actual races themselves are actually kind of entertaining to watch, especially if you don't know how to drive like myself. You know, but very fun. The game itself is super fun. Couple glitches though. There's a lot of glitches, people blinking in and out and things like that. But lots of realism. Racing compulsion is a thing. Racing compulsion is a thing. You want to talk about that, Jay, and what you know about it?
I mean, hey man, if you need to talk to somebody, dude, like people are out there. All right. So if you're having a problem with racing, you know, and like, you know, you just find yourself thinking about racing and racing all the time, and you spend about as much money on fucking racing as you might like, say, like, I don't know, like a used car, right? Like, you know, you might need to seek professional help. It's okay.
If you don't got it. If you don't got it. If you got it.
If you got it, you know, hey, do your thing.
Can you imagine the roadhead while driving that thing?
Dude, that's like the next step, isn't it? I mean, they got robots for fucking everything now, right? So it's like you can have a VR headset on with a fucking $6,000 setup with like a $5,000 doll, you know, just doing whatever to you. Like where's the human interaction here? Just saying.
Porno music? That's funny, actually.
I mean, there's like, yeah, like you could just live in your apartment for the rest of your life, maybe.
$6,000 racing setup with a real Thrustmaster.
With a
real Thrustmaster.
I love you. The kind you love you. Shut up, bitch. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about.
So also in my week, finished Kaleidoscope, guys. Kaleidoscope. Okay, so we kind of went into it, you know. I actually, this is going to be very interesting to say, we actually kind of changed up our order. So we started off with red, orange, yellow, blue, violet, right. So we rewatched red again because we kind of like, okay, it got a little bit confusing. So we did orange, yellow, blue, violet, white, red, and pink. Okay. Kind of like a cinematical, more like a cinematical, kind of chronological in a way, but not so much. I actually kind of feel like that if you had watched Pink in the first episode, it probably would have made it super more exciting. You know, especially with the way that they ended it.
Chronologically, Pink was what, the very final,
the very last one. Yeah,
yeah. I think I said something about that last week where I didn't I, Joe?
You informed me and John before we finished it to switch up the order a little bit because I was doing the Tarantino order, which ended with white.
That's right.
But you said do white, red, pink.
Yeah,
instead of red,
which was a great suggestion, by the way.
I think, and because we did talk about it last week about how, like, you know, the gimmick kind of worked and it kept me involved, and that was probably like the Tarantino order was a very good order. It really was, but red and pink are basically your freaking
your catalysts.
Yeah, it's like the epilogue and your coda at the end. You know, like red would be like the epilogue and the coda would be pink.
I actually thought that like red and pink were way better than white. Like those two episodes alone were like super.
The heist episode was not my favorite episode. Like
I agree.
Yeah,
just the amount of pure fuckery in the heist episode. I mean,
that's like the whole setup, dude. Like
I mean, the thing is,
boy, they sucked.
I would say the best part in the entire heist episode was when he broke into the personal vault and left the the fucking pendant that got him put in jail.
Yeah, that was dope. Now, and look, we're going spoilers, guys. So if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry, okay? Because you know what?
Spoiler alert.
That was
up on the screen.
And actually, that like what you just hit on was another reason why I was giving it kind of like more negative reviews last week. Was like that was like you're not going to wear personal shit into a fucking job. Like you're burning, you're burning your clothing. Anything that you touched after the fucking after the job is done, you're burning.
It's gone. Yeah.
Like
now the one
DNA evidence exists in 2023 now, right? Like so it's like
now can we talk about how horrible Bob was a character, but how much cooler they made him after with the voice box?
Yeah.
They should have just had him like that the whole time.
He's a scary motherfucker, dude. He's a scary motherfucker. Like he's just like that dude that like you've seen some like dimly lit like fucking diviest to the dives.
He was way more scarier with the voice box.
Oh yeah,
especially when with the moment where he had to pay like the minute and the commercial came on when he was trying to do the speak, like that was great character development. If they would have had Bob the whole time like that, I would have liked them so much more.
I gotta ask. I don't want to rabbit trail too much, but I gotta ask. I know, you live on the East Coast, and Joe, you're fairly urban cowboy yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you guys ever just meet people sometimes, and maybe even in the Army, that are just so fucking unhinged, and you can just tell like how fucking unhinged they are. And like, I agree with you, John, that like I was really not a fan of the character of Bob, especially not allowing somebody like that into your fucking crew, right?
Yeah,
but the character itself was very compelling and at times was very intimidating. Where it was like, yeah, I just fucking walk away from this dude or run, just because like I get my children away. Like they don't need to be around whatever madness this person has inside.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he definitely he threw off that vibe like very heavily. Like,
now,
Like,
now I felt bad for Leo Papp for a while until I then realized that Leo Papp wasn't the one that got screwed over at the end. It was Stan.
Yeah.
Stan walked away with nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. And that in itself is like, wow. Like Judy was more of a fucking bitch than ever to do what she did.
What's the old saying? Zebra can't change his stripes.
Yeah.
Tiger can't change his stripes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
it's actually kind of fucked up because she friend zoned him.
If they really if you go back from the chronologically to the very first things you get to see with these characters back in time,
Violet.
Yeah, and then you move forward. The character of Leo Papp just never really changed. He never progressed. He never evolved. He stayed the same obsessed person he always was, and everybody suffered as a result. Everybody in his life suffered as a result. You know what I mean?
Just real quick, can we talk about the fucking Jerry Curl fucking younger version of Leo? Like when we got that part of the story and we got younger Leo and then fucking Jerry Curls and the way they tried to make him look younger
with the technology, it was so funny. And I just want to say, Roger,
they could have taken
the fakest fucking hair ever.
They could have taken a page out of fucking Scorsese's fucking book and done like the Irishman, with De Niro at least or something.
Yeah. You know what else too? The guy who plays Roger Salas. What I thought was really funny is that he is the main character in Man in the High Castle. He's John Smith. He's the head Nazi.
Oh, okay.
And what's so funny is that while going
Nazis again.
Yeah, it's funny because going halfway through the video, and then you find out. What's funny is that they had put him into this show, and he's written as a character who is now hiding gold with swastikas on it.
Oh my fucking god!
Did you catch that?
Yeah, I saw it.
So I kind of think it's a little, I feel like they're typecasting the poor guy. He's such a good actor too.
Right.
Can I ask a question?
Of course you can.
What the crap? Did they FBI the FBI girl? Like what happened there?
I kind of lost that. I kind of lost track of that whole part of it as far as like, and that really.
What happened to her?
Well, when you go into one of these TV shows, or TV series or whatever, and you've got like 8 fucking main characters, I can only care about like fucking 2 or 3 of them probably. You know, the rest are just going to kind of be background, and then like, and it's going to be whether or not the performance and their acting is up to par to make me care enough to that I even remember like what
Abasi was the worst actress in the whole thing.
I mean, there was a lot of trying hard. I feel like the actors and actresses in this show were probably, a lot of the acting felt forced. Like the director was probably prompting them too much.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if you ever watch like some of the like behind the scenes they used to have on like the DVDs, you know, when we were kids and shit, and you'll see directors talk about like, yeah, in this scene I pushed him or her a little too hard and it didn't really come out the way I wanted and blah 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 blah. And you see that in the final cut of the film. And that's almost like some of the performances you are never going to hear me really like ultimately shit talk when I make fun of people in movies and TV, or I say something is shitty, I want everybody out there to know, like, it ain't me out there fucking doing it. That ain't my job. And like, I would be the last person fucking probably picked to be in a production anymore. Like Jay
just genuinely just doesn't like shit.
Pretty much. Like I'm just hard to impress. I'm crusty, dude. I'm crusty as fuck, dude.
Good morning, Crazy Ace TV. He asked, why does Jay look normal today? And he woke up to snow today.
Yeah, like, well, freaking. So yeah. We all. I think a lot of us woke up to snow this morning for sure. But no, I gotta go. I gotta go pick up my goddess and my queen from Iowa at the end of the show today. So
in the middle of snow.
Yeah, it's all coffee and caffeine this morning, dude. So Jay can't have his fucking Sunday morning breakfast fucking beer this morning yet. So, but that's why I look like semi-normal and like, I don't really want to say respectable probably, but just semi-normal. We'll call it semi-normal.
Yeah. All right. So what we got next? Who's next? Squillini, what you got? Other than what you're about to do in the next 168.
And I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna refill my coffee. I'll be right back. Sorry, Squirrel.
Yes, sir.
No problem. Oh, you know, the typical bullshit worked throughout the week. Streamed once. Didn't really play a lot of games on the PC this week. More just sat and grinded on fucking Pokemon. Finished up Let's Go Pikachu. Already 100%ed.
You beat you got all the badges?
All the badges, Elite Four, and fucking.
You son of a bitch! How'd you beat the last one?
By not being a little pussy. No, I went into the fucking Elite Four with like my top 3 fucking Pokemon already at level like 75.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you take a level 75 fucking Pikachu into the fucking Elite Four and a level 75 Blastoise and Charizard,
it's over.
You just kind of wreck shit.
Yeah.
The only thing I fucked up on is catching Moltres.
And
then with catching Zapdos, I fucked up even bigger. Ran out of Pokeballs. All I had was my fucking Master Ball left, and I accidentally threw the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you know what, Craziest? I'm gonna get with you this week. I've gotten some more free time. No, but that's good, man. That's good. I'll probably get back into it this week. I'll probably not after I do some racing this week. I got a couple races I got to get into. But that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that. You know, went out with the neighbors and shit Friday night. Had a couple drinks. Last night got a tattoo, little Squirtle.
Oh shit! Look at that. Did it hurt?
Eventually, I'm gonna add Bulbasaur and Charmander, and then Pikachu on there also.
Yeah, the OGs. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So, you know, doing just fucking that and just trying to fucking make it one day at a time.
Yeah. For those who don't know,
obviously what we've got coming up this week, John.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Mr. Tech Guy is going to be building my PC this week. About what, like 70% of the parts should be there in the next couple of hours.
Because there's the case. I think the case, the power supply, the CPU, the motherboard are all showing up today. Make
sure you do a nice little content video, because I would love to see how you.
Yeah, I'm gonna find I've got a fucking like selfie stick / tripod in the fucking car, so I'm gonna grab that and set it up on the desk to record as I'm putting everything together and do little montage videos. Maybe fucking edit it all together eventually and throw it up on the fucking YouTube or some shit.
Not bad. Every time I hear Squirtle, I make it like the master of disguise. When he says turtle, turtle, and say Squirtle, Squirtle. I never realized that. Squirtle.
Squilini? Squirtle? Squirtle.
Squilini. Oh, yeah, look. He got a Squirtle tattoo.
Got a Squirtle.
Really fucking cool. I mean, I'm super excited. I'm getting I have purchased a 3080 Ti, which when I had bought it last night,
he about fucking had a heart attack.
Yeah, there was 3 left, and the money didn't come out till like this morning. So I was like, oh man, but I'm pretty excited. Jay, you're gonna see a lot more content, a lot more definition. Hell, I'm gonna be streaming back on DD214 Gaming again, guys. So along with Dylan Mason, because Dylan Mason, we're gonna be in fact, we're gonna be bringing iRacing to DD214. So
Is Twitch is the one we talked about?
Yes. What are the?
I really need to get back on that. I need to do more of that.
We got you.
I started playing Doom again this week.
You know what I would like to do? I would like to do Jay's Roadhouse exclusively on Twitch. What's the specs? How do I answer that, Squilini? What are the specs?
All right, so let me pull it up here. I know some of the stuff's changed since he sent me the last part picker list, but I can just give you the very basics. Ryzen 9 5950X. The motherboard.
I love you, Jay.
Completely different because this fucker was trying to go with the B series. MSI X570S Tomahawk Wi-Fi board. We've got 64 gigs of RAM. Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro because
Jay's about to explode.
Sparkle. 3080 Ti, 2 terabyte SSD. I've got a spare 256 that I'm going to throw in there to fucking use for the boot drive, just because we're not taking up fucking space on that nice 2 terabyte drive for fucking Windows.
Yeah, that would be a travesty.
We are doing a 750 watt semi-modular Corsair CXM power supply.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. Crazy Ace says, I got to drive to the Micro Center in Columbus to swap out my 3060 Ti. My monitors keep going black after swapping my cables and checking drivers and settings.
Something you need to watch out for, I guess.
Look at Squilini's brain going. His brain's going right now.
I'm thinking.
And Jay's about to explode.
I'm sitting here. I'm over here. I'm fucking clueless. This is like, dude, I'm a fucking grunt, dude. I don't know shit about fuck. All right.
Damn, a 2-hour drive just to swap out your.
Before you make a 2-hour fucking drive, hit me up on fucking Discord.
Yeah, I'm dude. Squilini is like the Geek Squad, right? Like you guys know what the fuck you're actually. Hey, speaking of which, I got a couple of old laptops, homie. If I get them fucking wrapped up, can you fucking pull some fucking old data off for me?
Yeah.
I've got like Afghanistan pictures. I've got like a story that I was writing a long time ago that like is just lost to the hard drive basically. Like I've got a couple of them actually.
How much porn is on those computers?
On one of them, I'm trying to think. I don't think I used the laptop's hard drive for that. It was always an external.
Who uses their PC anymore for that shit anyway?
Well, no, because like on deployments, man, like I needed my laptop for to watch movies and shit.
Yeah.
I had like a fucking DVD tray and all that shit, and like so I didn't want to take up too much space on the
viruses and all that shit. Yep.
Whatever, dude. So like I had a buddy that went home on R&R like early in our deployment, and he brought back this fucking hard drive, and I did download some of it onto mine, but it wasn't like all of it. It was like fucking a couple of folders, right? And the folders had like some, and then I would periodically like delete and update shit, right? When you go through your porn cycles on deployments, like because that's a thing. You know what I mean? Like. So
Crazy Ace, that was actually what I was going to say. It's a USB 3.0 adapter that has an old fucking 3.5 inch and a 2.5 inch drive slots.
How happened to 2-in-1?
Pull the hard drives out of the old laptops, pop them in that. It's hooked up to my computer, and I can pull data off of them.
You're gonna make Jay cry when you get that stuff.
And I can watch porn.
Nikki Larson is not watching.
Anybody that's been deployed knows how to watch porn. Trust me.
Like, wait, what did you say, John?
I said Nikki Larson is now watching.
Is now watching? It's like
that's what it says. That's what it says on Facebook. Hello,
my queen. We're just talking about deployments. It's like as you get caught talking about porn, right? So
So you're talking about 3 laptops, Afghanistan pictures.
I think there's 2 specific ones. One, it was in my barracks after my first deployment, and I remember I heard something sizzling, like in the direction of like my desk from like where I was sleeping on my bed, and I fucking sat up straight in bed, and I literally saw like my laptop like sizzling, but the whatever like there was like liquid inside. It was like liquid inside the screen, right? And the liquid was coming out of the screen, like. Yeah, you did, baby. Sorry. It's like, I love you. I miss you. Coming to see you soon. Yeah.
The voice. Speaking of voices, if you guys want to hear what Joe Squilini sounded like when he was 12, listen to the last episode of the podcast and listen to the AI rendering of his voice, because Jay and Squilini sound like children.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Hence why I don't like your fucking AI rendering, John.
I'm not going to do it anymore. I promise.
Yeah,
until this episode,
with both hands and crossed fingers behind your back. Yeah, I saw that shit. Like, don't lie to me, John. Like,
I just have a cube. I swear.
I know, right? Of course you do.
She says she knows what she signed up for. You know what's funny? How the 3 of us, we're all like, we're morally sound, but we're not all that there. You know what I mean? All our spouses have learned real quick.
Yeah, it's like there you can be like ethically and morally sound, and not necessarily be within the left and right limits of everybody else's ethically and morally sound. Like, so I think there's within the military kind of like tribe that we come from, you learn that real quick. There, shit's not always black and white. A lot of the decisions that get made in life are not so cut and dry, so easy.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to, and to cope with that, we go outside the realm of what most people might consider the left and right, the left and right, range limit fans. We go outside of them all the time because that's how we cope with fucking our shit. Right. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah. So this fucking laptop is like frying right in front of me. So like it was unusable at that point, but I kept it because it had data on it. Like I had pictures from my first deployment in Afghanistan, a story that I was writing, like all kinds of shit. And so like I'd have to I want to retrieve that shit, but I've had these laptops for like almost 10 years now, just waiting to have data removed. You know what I mean? Like, but I've kept them. So yeah. Anywho,
I actually, speaking of the data recovery, so I have that dock for the hard drives. And then I paid 3 years ago, like $1,000 for a data recovery tool. So that way, no matter how fucked up the hard drive is, I can get something off of it.
Holy shit, really?
Right. That's exactly right.
He makes the Geek Squad bend over is what he does. Shit.
Right, the whole fucking squad, homie. Don't fuck with Joe.
I'm a very firm,
man, we don't even have to fucking jump in on this shit. Joe will fucking take the whole fucking crew on, homie. I'm just gonna stand back and watch and fucking Fucking smoke a cigarette with John while he fucking dusts your ass, dude.
Here's the funny thing, we keep bringing up Geek Squad. My first ever IT gig was for fucking Geek Squad. And ever since working there, whenever I buy something from Best Buy, they always try, do you want to get the Geek Squad warranty and this, that, and the other? And it's like, I pull out my fucking credentials and it's like, no, because I make y'all my bitch. Like,
right.
I tell everybody I know, don't purchase their bullshit fucking warranty, because what ends up happening with that is 9 times out of 10 your shit comes back to you more fucked up than it was when you left it with them.
Yes, absolutely. What else we got for the week?
Well, shit. I guess I can go probably into mine. And what did we say, John? So we're saving The Last of Us for the
middle segment. Yep.
Okay, so I'll try to make it like semi-quick. God damn, I wanted to talk about this fucking piece of shit called Moonshot. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So okay.
Stay tuned next week for that.
This is one of those movies that was like the idea behind it. Okay, I like the idea behind it. For something crazy happens and the fucking moon falls out of orbit. That concept right there, fucking sign me up. We're looking at the destruction of the world, like mass fucking just catastrophe, dude. Like just disaster movie epic shit, right? I was like, that's kind of what I thought I was getting into. Okay. And then they flip the script on you and it turns out to be like aliens. And then it turns out to be the fucking moon is hollow. And then it turns out, oh, by the way, I'm going to spoil the shit out of this fucking movie for you. So you don't have to, you guys don't have to waste your
and then this is Jay walking out the theater.
Yeah, pretty fucking much, dude. That's not me walking to the theater. That's my brain walking out on me, like fucking trying to fucking like slog my way through these fucking pieces of shit that I watch for you guys. Okay, like.
By the way,
we watch his movies so you don't have to.
We did not ask him to watch Moonshot. I asked him to watch 6.
Just don't let John lie to you. I remember nothing. Okay, I remember nothing. All right. Ask Nikki. Ask Nikki. I remember nothing. Okay, like I remember nothing. All right. So, anyways, no, there were aspects of Moonshot that were very good. I'll get to the good first before I completely like just finish taking a dump on this thing. All right. Here's the good parts. There were some stellar fucking sequences where like the cinematography looked fucking really, really badass. Okay. Like some of the shots were like really cool looking. Really like, oh fuck, like that's kind of trippy. You know what I mean? Like that. It was actually.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course you can.
Because you said Moonshot. Nikki is saying Moonfall. Moonshot and Moonfall are 2 different movies. What movie did you watch?
The one Nikki said.
Did it have Halle Berry in it?
Yeah.
It was Moonfall.
Like, Moonfall. Okay, whatever.
Moonfall.
I can't even get the fucking movie right, dude. Like. That's how fucking.
Okay, yeah, no.
How giant these fucking turds are.
Yeah, Moonfall was a Roland Emmerich disaster film. Yeah, terrible movie. Keep going. I know exactly what movie you're talking about because I watched this shit last year.
It just like some of the sequences were kind of fun to watch, just as far as like catastrophe and like shit blowing up and everything going sideways and robble, into the world. But it just kept getting more and more like astoundingly ridiculous. And then it went from like the moon being hollow to the moon. The moon is fucking like the moon is actually a fucking Dyson sphere. You guys know what a Dyson sphere is? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like the moon is a Dyson sphere, and then it went from the moon being a Dyson sphere to, the people that fucking seeded Earth with DNA are the fucking ones that created the fucking moon, and they were seeking out places. Blah blah blah. Fucking blah, dude. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Fucking boring. Oh my God. Like I tell you, dude, I'll tell you the most fun. It is the most fun to like sit here and watch these movies with my lady, dude. So because we sit there and just trash them. We just sit there and trash them, dude. Like, and it's just fun to do sometimes. So Moonfall, Moonshot, Moonfuck, whatever the hell it's called, is getting like a fairly wet noodle fucking 4.5 fucking like out of fucking 10, dude. All right, like it got a couple of points. It scored a couple.
That is a joke because you are super generous because that shit to me was a 1 out of 10.
Some of the sequences were kind of fun to watch. I like when I'm like very, very not connected to the characters. Sometimes I like watching people get fucked up in the movies. You know what I mean? We're just like, you know, like freaking like, yeah, dude. Like that's kind of how I do it. So
the idea of the movie was good, and to be honest with you, for Roland Emmerich to come out with such a piece of shit movie.
Who's that?
He's the guy. He made The Day After Tomorrow.
Piece of shit.
2021.
Piece of shit.
But still better than this.
Hey, I guess they tried, and you know what? They all got paid. So
they did not try.
Who am I to talk shit?
Jay, don't let them lie to you. They did not try. They did not try. There was no trying.
Somebody was fucking out to lunch the day they came up with the fucking twists and turns in that fucking piece of shit, dude. Like, let me tell you, dude. Somebody was out to fucking lunch. All right. Like, I don't know how much fucking LSD you have to take to come up with the story they came up with for that movie, but it's a fucking lot. Okay. And I would not recommend it. The FDA doesn't recommend it. All right. When you do, if you're going to do hallucinogens, you should probably do them under supervision of, medical professionals. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like, but I'm pretty sure somebody was high on LSD when they came up with the idea for that fucking movie. Seriously. So yeah. Yeah. All right.
I couldn't agree more. So
now what? Last of Us? Is
okay?
Last of Us?
So if you have not watched The Last of Us, you may want to leave right now. We're gonna go from 6 to 0. Watch.
It's only one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put there you go. Well,
what?
Joe might not. Yeah, Joe might not. I mean,
where did that come from?
The LSD shit.
I was talking about LSD.
All right. Okay.
So we're getting The Last of Us?
Yeah, kick it off. You guys talk about it. I have some Easter eggs and stuff like that, like Easter egg breakdown stuff that I could talk about.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, you guys kick it off. Who's played it? Who's watched it?
My apologies. I just stepped on somebody doing that. My apologies, Joe.
I was already
Smart man. Great mind for your life. All right, check it out. So the Mandalorian is in a the near past. All right, for those of you guys that played the game, you kind of know what the game is about. The first episode shows you some stuff that you didn't get to see in the game, kind of in the lead up and the build up to not only the outbreak, but this devastating virus, and some of the more initial things that were happening in the main characters, the Mandalorian's life. Okay, so Mandalorian's fucking doing his thing. He's like a family man. You know, life is hard. He's middle aged.
Joel.
What?
Joel.
Are we? Is that a Star Wars thing? Joel? Is that how we're pronouncing it?
No. His character in the fucking show is Joel. Or Joel. If you're trying to,
to be a Star Wars,
redo the fucking Key and Peele fucking Aaron bullshit over there.
I know people with the name Joel. It's a real name. You guys don't pronounce it.
Yeah,
like
I know
that?
people too, but it's females that have that fucking name.
Really?
The Mandalorian's not a female. So anywho, so the Mandalorian is going through some fucking life shit, and some bullshit happens, and then some more bullshit happens. And Joe, like, you're gonna have to remind me some of the bullshit that happened because like I've forgotten a lot of it already. So I think we watched it last Sunday, and we're probably gonna watch the episode 2 tonight. So so like, what? Give me some of the bullshit.
Yeah, that's right. It comes out tonight.
So like the episode starts off. His daughter wakes up, then wakes him up. It's his birthday. He goes off to fucking work after they have breakfast. Later in the day, she's home. She goes and visits the neighbor. You see this old lady that's decrepit in a fucking wheelchair, just like start twitching and shit in the fucking background. You know nothing good comes of this, especially when it's a post-zombie apocalyptic fucking style show.
Right.
Later that night, she's laying in bed, asleep. She wakes up due to some flashing green fucking lights and shit, goes outside or goes downstairs, neighbor's dog's fucking pawing at the fucking door. Next thing you know, there's fucking zombies.
Zambies?
And now we got zombies. Son of a bitch.
Now we got Zambies.
So that's really the beginning of the episode, and then it just kind of fast forwards to like 20 years later or some bullshit. Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. And this is like showing like when they're talking or whatever in some of his flashbacks in the game, and then compared to the show that we just watched, I'm assuming, John.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Yep. Because after the episode, a lot of this happened where there were clips that kind of showed specific scenes that were in the game versus the show. And I mean, they hit the stuff that they did use content from the game for. I will say they did hit right on the fucking nail with the show.
Did you play The Last of Us a lot, Joe?
So I played the first one when it came out. I have yet to play the second one. I believe they just released them on PC recently, or it's coming out on PC.
I think it's about to come out. Yeah.
Because I think I have it in my fucking wish list.
How did the show make you feel, like, overall, like let's say, like, emotionally? Were you guys like did it kind of like tug your heartstrings? Were you a little bit more scared? Did you feel more fear of the horror? Like, did it make you think about, like, what would happen if society actually broke down? You know what I mean? Like, you know, shit like
yeah, you go first while I eat this burger.
My neighbors, my missus, they always look at me as I'm the guy with the fucking escape plan. So if shit were to go down like that, they know I'm going to have a fucking route out into safety because that's just the way my fucking mind works after combat. With the show, like, watching it, I'm thinking of, okay, well, this is a good way to do this, but here's how I would fucking do this type of thing. Sure. So, like, I'm analyzing it to an extent of, if this does happen, what am I gonna fucking do? Same thing with any, like, post-apocalyptic type of bullshit that comes out, any zombie movie that comes out. Mm-hmm. I'm always breaking it down
I know a lot of people started having those thoughts, like, in fucking 2020 when the fucking Rona started fucking sweeping through, dude. Like,
exactly.
It was like,
I mean,
if
when the Rona started happening,
when the supply chain starts to break down, and you're like, fuck, dude, like, if the grocery store runs out of fucking food, you know, like, what now?
We'll see. You know what I mean? That's kind of where, like, for me, because I grew up hunting and out in the woods, survival type shit, to go into the military and do that shit in real life to an extent. Like, when Rona even started, I started, you know, okay, well, food supply breaks down, supply chain's already shit. This is how I'm going to have to do this. And I even told the missus, who is 100% against eating anything except pre-butchered meat from the fucking store, that she'd have to get over it or she's going to be the first to go.
Right.
Because venison and fucking wild boar and shit like that is what's on the fucking menu if the supply chain completely breaks down.
Quick question. Of the three of us, who's getting eaten first?
Not fucking me.
Joe, I'm sorry. You got all the meat, bro.
Listen, John, unfortunately, you would be stringy and really tough. But I feel if it's me, you, and Jay stuck together during a fucking zombie apocalypse,
whoever dies
me and Jay have the most, or during any type of post-apocalyptic event, me and Jay have the most survival experience.
If all three of us are together, I want to say our odds are pretty good at that point.
You're gonna need someone to document everything, and that's me.
But at the same time, like Jay's saying, if all three of us are together, John, you're only safe because all three of us are fucking together.
Oh, I know.
Oh, everybody plays a role though. Like, I mean, like, I'm sure freaking we would need some technical expertise. Fucking my man, I know my man knows how to cook, right? Like, fucking, so like when I bring back, like, fucking a ham hock from, like, you know, whatever I fucking, you know, whatever dog I shoot that day that's still out there, You know what I mean? Like we're gonna need somebody to freaking like take care of it, right? Like it's all good.
I mean,
I
can fucking cook, and I can cook any type of fucking. If you kill it, I will cook it. I don't care if it's a fucking cat.
He has more experience in that department than I do.
I'm actually like not. I'm almost all the way through non on like a log of like deer sausage basically. Yeah, like one of my buddies gave me like last week. I just sit there and like take the log out and just like chew on it while I'm watching like TV sometimes. You know what I mean?
You do what, Shay? Is that how you chew? Like that?
I just take a lot of fucking meat to my face. You know what I mean? Like I can't get the whole thing in my mouth yet, but I'm practicing.
Shit.
But yeah, no, I mean that's the big thing. If and that's how I kind of break down shows like that. Like, first off, who would be my crew? Like, who do I want in my crew when this fucking happens?
Hope they don't live across the country from you.
Can I just say one thing too, Squillini? If it ever came down to that, we'd have to travel to the Midwest because there's no way the East Coast is going to survive.
No, I'm leaving the fucking East Coast in a heartbeat.
East Coast, West Coast, fucking the deserts of the Southwest, dude. Like, good fucking luck, dude. Good.
Straight up, straight up. You're in a big city, it's over for you.
I mean, we're kind of in a big city, but we're surrounded by a lot of water, rain. You know what I mean? Like stuff like where like it's not that hard to freaking like I think that there's something too that a lot of these shows I think what they don't show a lot of. They kind of you just in all these movies and these TV shows, video games, whatever. It's like they all operate under this assumption that like society breaks down and all of a sudden it's just chaos. And the reality is, and we see it time and time again, like in almost every portion of the world, when society breaks down, people band together. And so they don't always show kind of like the tribal aspects. I know the video game will get into some of those tribal aspects coming up in future episodes of the show. But they hardly ever show that, like when people actually like after a breakdown, people banding together to fucking get shit done and to like
that's kind of like the first post-apocalyptic show that really did that was The Walking Dead,
right?
Because with The Walking Dead, you had different tribes and factions and people that band together and work together as a collective. Right. Because that's what it's just basic human nature. We're gonna find other people. We're gonna form a group. And we're gonna fucking survive together,
right?
And those of us veterans, and I mean, like Anthony said, or Tony, like he said, the mountains is actually a really good fucking spot to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't say take the.
I wouldn't say get out of there.
Yeah, if you're in the mountains already, stay fucking put.
Yeah,
like I'm literally 3.5 hours from fucking the Appalachians.
The biggest problem.
I'm not too far from them either.
Well, and the biggest problem if you have people freaking out and emptying a city out, you know what I mean. The biggest problem with that is a mass exodus of humanity, and then you're driving a mass exodus of humanity through different areas that are not set up or there's the infrastructure is not there to withstand that much humanity, and that's exactly how like breakdowns like that happen. You know what I mean? Where it's like. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like fucking John, dude. I just got reminded of. I'm sorry, dude. Like the fucking that AI fucking Muppets thing, dude. You got to pull it up at some point in this episode, dude.
I will. I'll do it. We're doing news.
I actually sent that to my boss, and he was like, "I would actually fucking watch this."
I would watch it too.
I would watch it in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, so far, first episode, I would give it.
The fuck is that?
It's a Zambi.
That a Zambi? Is that a Zambi or is that me when I go fucking eat barbecue here in Kansas?
Morrow says he knows all the local shiners, so he got booze. See, everyone plays a part, guys. Even Mason says he'll do all the deboning and skinning. We all play a part. You see, this is the apocalypse crew right here.
I'm telling you, man, fucking your local veterans will fucking keep your ass alive, dude. Fucking seek us out, homies. Seek us out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing. We've already got our tribe.
Right.
So, it's just getting to a centralized location.
Right.
And then fortifying.
Yep. and then you refortify, and then you start fucking branching out, and then you fucking start fortifying areas outside the area you just fortified, and you just keep expanding your fucking little bubble right there.
Yep.
AKA setting up a fucking forward operating base, AKA
absolutely. Yeah. Now, for me, the show. Now, you know what I always go through: production, cast, story. We already know the story. They've tweaked some things around. Fantastic. I never watched the game. I never played the game, so I'm coming in blind. You know, but my perspective of this is, one, Boston was blown to smithereens. That I couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more than happy to see that. That was one thing. But amongst all that, production-wise, they did such a good job. HBO spent a fuck ton of money on this show, as you can tell, and they did, and it worked. Visually, it is beautiful. Especially the part when the plane came down. That was wild. Okay, I want to get to that scene in the second too, because I love that scene, that one specific scene a lot. Cast, mm-hmm. I mean, you got a really good cast, especially there was actually, from what I've read in this one article from Screen Rant, some of the actors on the show were actually in the game. A character named Marlene, she plays her character in the game, cool. And the voice actor. Oh, what's his boy's name? His friend. His friend with the rifle. Joel's friend.
You mean his brother, Tommy?
Tommy. That's okay, yeah, his brother Tommy. Shit, I lost my thing. What was I gonna say? What was I saying?
You were saying freaking the voice actor for him.
The voice actor for Tommy is actually in the show. He plays the old gentleman that was giving credits to Joel. And he had like the beard and stuff like that.
Okay.
He's actually the voice actor for Tommy. So some of the actors from the game are actually in the show, which I thought is really cool. How they keep, they don't give them their roles because some of these actors could portray some of these roles better due to physicality. Gabriel Luna, who plays Tommy, is a perfect choice for Tommy. Diego Luna, excuse me, a fantastic choice for Tommy. I didn't even know he could talk like that. With that voice, because every time we see him in a role, he's so soft spoken and things like that. So hearing him with this deep, like, and on top of that, he's Enduring Freedom or what war was the Easter egg that they had? He has a bumper sticker.
I think I saw that.
Desert Storm, I think it is.
Storm, yeah. I was gonna say
Desert Storm.
Desert Storm.
I wouldn't have remembered that until I remember noticing it. Now that you just said that.
So
I noticed it, but I'd totally forgotten that. Like,
yeah. So I don't know if that's a little thing that they talked about in the game, but I also think that for them to put that in the show, it makes sense why Tommy knows how to use a gun for fuck's sake. I also, looking at the comparisons, I also thought it was better to give Tommy a rifle more than a pistol. A 6-shooter pistol, as he does in the game. From what I remember, the rifle served much better. He kills a soldier who was just doing his job, But that is the sacrifices of post-apocalyptica, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. And that's when, of course, if we're talking about a total breakdown of society, like who are your friends? Like if you're talking about martial law, if you can just get arrested by being out on the streets, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, where it's just like you get into a whole like sociology experiment, and like
and that's why, and I'm glad that you said, because I want to get to that one scene right after the plane fell, or during that scene where everyone's going crazy, people are getting eaten, people are running for their lives. What I love about that scene is that it's a 360 shot of what's going on around Joel and Ellie. Is her name Ellie?
I believe so.
It's a 360 shot that goes around, and you see everything that's going around them. One, it's not impossible anymore to do a clear 360 shot due to the use of steady cams. But what's amazing about that shot is that everything that's happening, everyone's doing something different. You have a group of people running together, a group of people running from each other. You have the zombies. We're just going to call them zombies from here. You have zombies who are eating people while all this is going on. At the same time, the fall of society is happening right before your eyes, and this is a thing that a lot of TV shows and movies don't show enough of. One term that I've heard in Yumi and lore they use for Death Stranding is current apocalypse. This is showing a scene in the current apocalypse as it is happening.
Right.
That scene itself, I think really exemplifies the theme of where the show is going and what the show is going to be.
And the build up from the beginning of the episode up to that point was a lot of like, there was like, ominous overtones and like,
oh yeah,
it's like it like slowly creeps up on you until now it's fucking here. Like that, like now there's no denying it. There's no denying it. There's no sleeping on it. There's no like, yeah, we'll get to that tomorrow, right? Like that shit that our brains like to do to us. It's like, no, it's fucking happening now. Now what? You know what I mean? Like literally now what? Because fucking you don't have a choice because you are fucking surrounded by everything is going ape shit. What are you gonna do, Hot Shot? What was that fucking Speed? Like pop quiz, Hot Shot. What do you do? What do you do? Like
yeah, and that's the big thing. We sit here and we talk about, okay, this is what we would do when this happens. However, we don't exactly know how our reaction is going to be when it fucking happens. And that 360 shot at the beginning of the episode, I think it was like maybe 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, some shit like that, where it's literally you're watching the apocalypse fucking unfold around you.
Right.
Planes are crashing. The military's like, fuck it, kill everybody, because
they don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't even fucking have a clue. They just know somebody above them has said, just shoot anything you see, and they're gonna fucking do it.
And there comes that moral ambiguity as well, because as a soldier, what do you do?
What would you do? What would you? You're looking at it. You're looking at an outbreak and the absolute breakdown of society, like on levels of like basically anarchy. And somebody above you says, "Fucking shoot anything you see." What are you gonna do? That would be a moral and ethical conundrum, like for the ages, for the fucking maybe not in other countries, but here in the fucking good old United States of America, we actually get ethically and like morally fucking like twisted up a little bit about doing stuff like that.
Because in my head, I'm thinking if I have a family, how am I going to get back to them? I'm risking getting arrested, possibly getting killed now.
Well, probably executed. Like
executed now at this point,
on the spot, probably. And like, well, then you got to talk. What do you do? What do you do in the apocalypse if you're like 50 miles away from your family? 100, 500. What if you run a business trip, and all of a sudden you're halfway across the country and the apocalypse is unfolding? Like now, what the fuck do you do? You know what I mean? Like,
well, see, and that's the big thing. Like, all the plans I have currently are if I'm at home with my fucking family.
Right.
But, if say with my job, they send me to fucking Florida for a week and on the third day I'm there, the fucking apocalypse breaks out. Now I'm having to fucking steal a fucking armored vehicle because I'm definitely not taking the fucking rental car home.
You just get carjacked.
He's going right to the police station.
Yeah, there was in Moonfuck or whatever I watched this week. There was a carjack. There was a couple of carjack scenes fucking in that. Like
a couple.
The goddamn name of that movie has changed every time he's fucking said it today.
It was such a piece of shit. Fuck that. Fuck Halle Berry, dude. But she got paid probably.
So I mean, and that's the big thing is, I'm not gonna take a fucking damn Prius 500 miles home.
Oh no!
During a fucking apocalypse, I'm gonna go find a fucking like armored truck from like fucking Loomis or some shit.
I'm gonna find the biggest truck I could find.
You guys don't even
or a fucking plow, like a snow plow truck, something with a fucking like the damn cow fucking thing on the front to where I can just plow through fucking anything and everything. Because I'm getting the fuck home, or I'm at least getting to a centralized location, and I will coordinate that while I'm fucking stealing a goddamn vehicle. It's like, I'm on the phone, babe, I need you to get here. The second it happens, that way before fucking cell towers go down, fucking everything fucks up.
Satellites, like, all that shit. Like
I'm already coordinated effort. Here's where I need you to be. I'll be there in fucking 4 hours.
All you fucking little shits out there, remember how to do fucking land navigation? Hope you do. Because when the fucking satellites go out, dude, you ain't gonna have a fucking clue where you are.
For you, bro. It ain't happening for you, Crisp.
Fucking man, I got fucking I got maps for days, dude.
So
Days.
So final thought on the show. Are you in?
100%. 100%.
First episode locked me in. Because it wasn't one of those shows where you start off slow. Like they just went full fucking balls to the fucking wall.
Gut punch.
Like, okay.
Gut punch after gut punch. Fucking, yeah.
Exactly. It was just one thing after the next. There was, I think the total kill counter I had in the first episode of regular people was like 10 motherfuckers died within fucking the course of the first hour and a half.
Sure.
Yeah.
When it was basically it was movie length too, right? It was like an hour and a half.
Hour and 45 minutes, some shit like that. And in that first episode, they locked me in because even though I'm going into it with I've played the game, at the same time, they said before the show came out that some content that the actors and actresses and everything were told not to play the game or watch any footage from it because they're not 100% following the story from the game.
And it's funny because Pedro Pascal admitted that he watched the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He watched the beginning of the game, but I mean, we're in. I can't wait for tonight. Tonight should be super exciting. I got to get some races done. Shit. Before we get to news, Anthony Morrow says, I got to go bitch out someone that used half a fucking thing of drywall mud on maybe 10 foot of drywall.
I'll be right back.
He's always bitching somebody out for doing stupid shit.
Yeah, I actually want to say, Anthony Morrow, if you are here, I am so sorry about what happened with your Facebook ban. It just happened again to someone else. I don't remember who it was. It just happened to get to someone else, but someone said that they were gonna kick Jason Gass's ass, and like they got banned, and then Jason Gass's was removed from the group somehow. I don't know how that happened. Because did you look through the logs for that as well?
I haven't looked through the logs yet.
I looked through the logs and I can't. It doesn't even say that he was even removed. Dylan Mason, Formula V is the best. I'm telling you. You know, so whatever, guys, join our Discord. Join our Discord, okay? I'm going to put an actual link right on here. I'm going to put the link right here. Okay? So if you are not part of our Discord, join our Discord now. You click that link. You join us. We have a very good community there. We're growing. We hang out there sometimes. But yeah, again, Moro, so sorry about that, man. That was an injustice of Facebook. Was it not, Scolini? I don't know what the hell's going on with them, but you know.
It was Facebook being fucking Facebook.
Thank you, dickhead. You got another link right there. And now we have some news. We got some news here. Okay, first, Hogwarts Legacy League suggests iconic activity was cut from the game. As we know, Hogwarts Legacy is one of the most anticipated games of the year, but it won't include one of the key staples of the universe. And that means, we all fell in love with the Wizarding World through the Harry Potter books and films, as it showed a place where you could spend a year with your friends, learn cool magic, get up to wild adventures, have big feasts, and much more. But with the upcoming release, many have been hoping they'd be able to play Quidditch, but that will not be the case. And the developer behind the game confirmed that it will not be including it, but players can use a broomstick to traverse the world. A recent leak that was uncovered by YouTuber Joy Raptor reveals that the players were going to have Quidditch gear that they could equip on the character, but has been likely cut. This is disappointing, as Quidditch is probably the only reason why I would have wanted to play a Harry Potter game, other than some of the magic. But Quidditch, I mean, wouldn't you want to go around and compete against people?
Bro, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
It's like, okay, so it's like football, where there's two goals, right? Mm-hmm. But they're flying around in broomsticks trying to catch a golden ball that has wings.
Okay, I've seen a couple of the okay. I just didn't remember. I never read the books. I didn't watch the movies.
The sport of Quidditch is probably, for me, the most exciting part of the whole Harry Potter universe because, sports is
sports, man.
Competitive.
Like
sports is sports.
I like sports ball, too. I totally get it. Like, I totally feel you on that. Like,
so, that there's that. Next in news, Nintendo Switch owner's pet fish commits credit card fraud. This is a true story.
I saw a blurb on that. What was the method? What was the method used? Like, how did that occur?
As spotted by TechSpot, a Japanese YouTuber has been challenging their fish to play Pokemon, and they've set up controls within its fish tank to be able to control the game, and there's a camera hovering over it that shows all of its inputs it is making. The fish has impressively been pretty successful at the game, but then something truly amazing happened. The game crashed, forcing the fish back to the home screen of the Switch. From there, it started messing around with the settings, and it stumbled upon the eShop, and after enough button presses, the fish revealed that the streamer's credit card info on the stream and then purchased some funds for the Nintendo account. Do you want to see the footage?
I think we need to see the footage.
This is actually this is incredible. Hang on, guys.
Damn, somebody's fucking. How bored do you have to fucking be, dude? How much fucking work went into him, getting his fish to God damn it, dude! All
right, so there's the fish. The fish is actually playing. Look, oh my god.
He's typing out, help me. Get me out of this fucking bowl. No wonder I'd spend that fucking dude's money too. He's fucking torturing the place.
So then look, here it is. So now it's back in the home screen.
There we go, going into the eShop.
This is unfucking real, dude. That man deserved to have his money taken.
Look at this. Oh my god. Yo.
Motherfucker just bought fucking 500 credits.
Does he play again? Does he go back to playing?
No, he buys more shit.
This fucking fuck. What fucking goddamn timeline are we living in, dude?
This is one of the most hilarious things I have ever seen in my life.
Dear sweet baby fucking Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think Jesus is there. He left.
Man.
Jesus left the chat a long time ago on that one.
Yeah, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. There really isn't much going on for gaming at all, to be honest with you.
Right.
It's kind of slow this week. Be prepared for the Microsoft event that should be happening on the 25th. We're gonna see Wednesday. Hopefully, we're supposed to be seeing Forza Motorsport 8, some Redfall replaced. Starfield will come at a later date because they want to do a whole presentation about it, which is, I guess, whatever. Fine, whatever. But that's exciting. I know we don't have a lot of time left, but do you guys want to touch what happened in football before we get to the final thought?
Well, don't forget, we got the one little military thing we got.
Oh shit, that's right. That'll be a quick thing too. I'll pull that up while you guys.
No, I was talking about the Ruck March, dude.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Ruck March.
Okay, my bad.
I mean, talk about that football thing real quick, and then we'll do the Ruck March, and then we'll get out of here.
Okay. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Obviously, I'm not a football guy, so let's hear it.
So obviously, last week we left off. It was
who was right?
Weekend one of the fucking playoffs.
Who was right about the Cowboys? Who was right about the Cowboys?
I mean, fucking, we made Brady look like a fucking high school quarterback. But at the same time, here's my whole fucking thing here.
Anybody that was worried about that game for the Cowboys, needs to have their heads examined. The Buccaneers were not going to win that game ever. Go ahead.
Now, here's my concern for today's game. So last week it was 31-14 or some shit like that into the game. First time since Brady has been with the Bucks, did a team intercept the ball from him in the red zone?
Mhm.
And the first time or the second time in Brady's whole career, the only other time this has happened where it was a complete shutout in the first half was in his very first playoff game in 2002. But Dallas somehow managed to shut out Brady and the fucking Bucks in the first half.
Right.
Now this week we have the 49ers at 6:30 today. Yesterday the Chiefs went on to the divisional round.
Yeah,
And
well,
the Eagles
now
fucking
we're going to the AFC Championship. That was divisional round is
So Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship.
And the
Eagles are going to the NFC Championship.
So we got
Today we have
Bills and Bengals.
What is it? The Bills and Bengals, and then Cowboys and Niners.
It's fucking coin toss. Like both games are kind of a coin toss, but if I had a gun,
my thing is, what version of Dak are we going to get today? Are we going to get?
He has not given me a reason so far to fucking doubt him the last couple of weeks, and that's where I'm like, this might be the the coming of, you know what I mean? I'll be real interested to see. I think both games today are a fucking toss up. It's literally a coin flip. I honestly, like, gun to my head though, I would say, and I want the Bengals to win. And for those of you guys that are familiar with what's going on in football lately, like, know why. Okay, I want the Bengals to win. But if I had a gun to my head right now, I would actually pick the Bengals. The Bengals, up until the game that they were playing a couple weeks ago, that got stopped and that kind of screwed a lot of things up.
Well, that was against the Bills, so this is,
that was against the Bills, and the Bengals were already looking good. They had scored 7 points on their opening drive. They held the Bills to a field goal. Now, obviously, the game was still in the first fucking quarter, so it wasn't even a game yet. Okay, I don't see the Bills rolling over and dying in this game either. This is probably going to be a pretty epic fucking game. Same with fucking Dallas and 49ers. But I'd probably give the edge to the Bengals today. And gun to my head, I'm probably going to give the edge to the Cowboys tonight. But again, like I am not a sports bettor or a sports gambler, okay? But I just want to remind everybody that fucking I was dead on about the fucking Cowboys last week, okay? Don't take my advice. I say coin flip on both games today. So don't take my advice, but gun to my head, I'm going with the Bengals and the Cowboys. Gun to my head.
At least today's games, it's 100% a coin flip. I knew last night Eagles were taking the Giants no matter what.
That game was
now that they got fucking Hurts back on the fucking field at QB.
That dude, like, so I was at a place yesterday for the first half, pretty close to the stadium, and when Mahomes got hurt and had to go like to the locker room, dude, for a couple minutes, dude, like, it was like, oh fuck, here we go. And then Chad Henne comes in at 37 fucking years old and takes the fucking Chiefs on a 98-yard fucking scoring drive. All right. Mm-hmm. So if y'all think the fucking Kansas City Chiefs can't fucking play football fucking without Patrick Mahomes, dude, like, you got another thing coming. Okay. Like, the Chiefs, here's what the Chiefs did right yesterday. They played good football. Okay. So for all the haters, all the newfound haters that, hate the Chiefs the way people used to like the fucking Patriots, just by virtue of them being probably like one of the best teams in the league for this last several years running, you can quit the hate, dude. The Chiefs played a good game of football yesterday. And that's ultimately, whether Mahomes is injured or not, like, I got bad news for you. Like, they deserve to be in the AFC Championship with or without Mahomes.
I mean, and that's the thing. If you look at the Cowboys this season, we had a rough start. We did. Yeah. And then Dak was hurt for several weeks. We had our secondary come out. He started getting us fucking wins. Dak comes back, and Dak's been on fucking fire since.
Right. So you got two quarterbacks that know how to fucking win with the rest of the fucking offense.
With the rest of the offense. Yeah. And then our defense has actually been spot on this fucking season. So, it's definitely a coin flip because the Niners are definitely no joke this season either.
No, they're not. That's why it's a coin flip, because the Niners are no joke. The Niners are going to bring it tonight.
But when you look at it from a statistics standpoint, all the simulations that have been ran and the statistics are all pointing at the Cowboys pulling it.
I think as long as the offense is sustained from like what they showed last week, and the defense makes a fucking couple of key stops, it's going to be Dallas.
If our offense and defense pull what they did last week with Tampa Bay, and we have that same fucking team show up today, we will. It's going to be Dallas. And yes, I'm a Dallas fan. However, I'm so used to my team losing that if they do lose to the 49ers, they lost to another really good team.
Sure.
And with the way the structure for the Cowboys has been, we've sucked since fucking 95 or whatever, since the last time we got a ring.
Sure.
But since Dak's come in and the restructure of the team has happened, we've progressively gotten fucking better each damn year. Even if we don't make it into the NFC playoffs or to the Super Bowl this year, next year we might make it to the fucking NFC playoffs.
That is the fucking story. That is the story of the fucking Chiefs. After Andy Reid came on, we got Alex Smith, and then we drafted Mahomes, and that is the for all the haters out there, like the reason the Kansas City Chiefs are so good is because they started restructuring the team like over a fucking decade ago, like when they hired Andy Reid. That like this all started over a decade ago. You know what I mean?
And that's always the big thing is, you have a team that's really good, and then coach retires or, QBs change due to retirement, players change, restructuring has to fucking happen because now you've got a new QB. You have to build your offense around that quarterback.
It is so hard to have a long-term plan in the NFL. It is so fucking hard to do that. But there are coaches and there are general managers out there that have made an art of it. And when you finally get the pieces put together, instead of just having and wanting a team that's good right now, you can have a team that's been getting better slowly, and then make a couple of key moves in the fucking offseason, and next thing you know, you're contending for the AFC or NFC championship, one win away from the Super Bowl. And it happens that fast in football sometimes.
Yeah.
And so anyway, metaphorical gun to your head, who are you taking for the Bills and Bengals?
I'm gonna have to go Bengals.
I just think that I'm in the same boat, but it's because they're
one of those
so physical. They're so physical.
See, they're physical this year, and then I'm also an underdog puller.
Same.
And the Bengals are more of an underdog than the Bills are.
I also want the AFC Championship to be at Arrowhead where it fucking belongs next week. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Because let me guess, if the Bills win, it's not going to be at Arrowhead.
No, it's going to be at a neutral. It's going to be in Atlanta.
Playing at fucking Atlanta for the fucking championship. And Atlanta isn't even in the fucking playoffs.
After what happened last night, I don't know if they want to go to Atlanta. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that offline. Yeah, we'll talk about that offline. I'm pretty sure you heard what happened, right?
I keep up on the news.
So gun to my head, Bengals take the Bills, and then Cowboys take the Niners. I have to. I mean, with the Cowboys game, I have to pull for my fucking team.
It's football for me. It's just football logic. I just in a coin flip game and the guns to my head, I have to say like the Cowboys are a little bit of a better team, and the Bengals are a little bit tougher than the Bills. The Bills. I want to say the Bills actually probably have the better team, but the Bengals, like their style of play is so like rough you up, fuck you up, and then fucking score on you. You know what I mean? Like
now,
that's their whole. That is their whole style of play. That's how we got beat in the fucking AFC Championship last year. You know what I mean?
What's happening, Mark?
So that's
now,
I love when you guys talk football.
How about Brady and getting that fucking fine for that illegal fucking slide tackle he tried to pull?
Hey man, it's no fun league, dude. So what are you gonna do? Like I heard somebody else got like a $55,000 fine for talking shit about the refs on like a podcast or something.
$55,000?
55 large for talking shit about the refs on a podcast. Yeah.
So the way pay goes for the NFL, during the regular season, every player gets paid differently on a scale for regular season games. During playoffs, each player makes the exact same amount per game, which is $45,000. Brady's fine is 1/3 of his fucking pay from that playoff game.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yay.
And in our final news of the day, we have a fucking hot shot. And I have do you know his name? I can only get his first name.
No, this was during I could probably find it. This
If you can,
this was posted to the
I got it right here. I got the actual post actually.
Okay,
check this out.
It was posted to Instagram from Regiment. Like they're doing the best Ranger competition right now.
There it is.
Look at this absolute fucking freak of nature. Look at the time on that fucking watch. That says fucking an hour, 28 minutes, and 18 seconds. This kid just
that's a 720 split.
So it's about, I think it's 720, 722, something like that. That's like, this dude ran 12 miles in less than an hour and a half with a rucksack and holding a freaking weapon in his hand.
And his RPAT, 23 minutes.
What's RPAT? What's that?
His RPAT says it right here.
I don't know what that is. I'd have to look that one up.
I got you. Hang on.
I'm not. But yeah, so let me put it to you guys.
It's his Ranger physical assessment test.
Okay. I never had to do that, so I'm not sure what the scale is.
It says the standard is, and the average is, complete a 3-mile run and a combat focused PT course in less than an hour. He did it in 23 minutes.
Okay. That's okay. That they might have added that too, because there's been. I was in a few years ago. I knew a lot of guys that tabbed out at Ranger School. I know some guys that were in BAT. You know what I mean? But as far as like some of the stuff that they do, I'm not as plussed up on. And they might have even like changed some of the events even, because it's Ranger Regiment, so they're constantly like up in their own game.
Yeah, look at this one comment here. Says, I was waiting for y'all to post a picture of this guy. He passed our IBOLC class during our ruck this morning. I was sure wondering what he got. That's nutty.
Yeah, IBOLC. Yeah, that's fucking yeah. So let me put it to you guys this way. At my peak, at my absolute peak physical condition in the Army, when I was going for the German Armed Forces Proficiency Badge for gold, I had to do a 12K ruck. Okay, I was in stellar condition at the time. I was training to go to selection, and I was basically at the peak of my performance. I ran a 12K, not 12 miles. I did a 12K with 25 pounds in my backpack, as I recall the standard was for that particular march. I did that in about an hour 12 to an hour 15. So I was averaging basically like 10-minute miles. Okay, I was averaging about 10-minute miles for a little bit over, for almost not quite 7.5 miles. This dude just ran 12 fucking miles, almost like about 4.5 miles farther in just about 15 minutes more than that. So like, if that gives you like a scale, I was running 10-minute miles with a rucksack on, which is astoundingly fast. That sets you up for like a 2 hour 12 mile, right? You're hovering around a 2 hour 12.
That guy went fucking full hua, man.
That was the fastest I ever got in the Army. That was the fastest and the best I ever got in the Army. I was hovering around a pace to be on pace to be around a 2 hour 12 miler. That motherfucker beat that by over half an hour. That, like, there are no words for how fucking beast this motherfucker is. There's no words for that shit. The dude is just a fucking stud.
That's why some people are born for it and some people live for it.
There you go, man. There you go. So
and both of those sides aren't bad at all. There's just two different sides. You're either born with it or you live with it.
Sure.
And so
fucking there you go.
So guys, that was actually a really fun episode. That whole football talk got me pumped and
there you go.
Me feeling pretty good. So.
Both of the games are going to be good. I highly recommend to all you sports ball fans out there that even if the NFL is not like your favorite sport, like it's playoffs and it gets crazy. And I highly recommend watch both games today because they're both going to be bangers. I got
some races I got to do so I can watch it on my TV.
Actually, within the next 10 minutes, we've got a game starting.
Oh well, there you go. And you're going
to starts in 10 minutes.
I gotta hit the fucking road to go get my.
He's gonna listen to it on the radio.
So yeah.
Squilini, it's your time. Take the stage.
Go ahead and get that up there. Well, it's been another 168, everybody. We do want to make sure everybody's here next week, in the next 168. So we know everybody's got shit that they're going through. If you need an ear, you need somebody to talk to, reach out. There's 2 different ways you can contact the National Suicide Hotline via text at star 988 or talk at 1-800-273-8255. We lose too many veterans. We definitely do. 22 a day is too much. Actually, I think the number's gone down a little bit, but it's definitely a lot. And we want to make sure that all of y'all are here with us and with your loved ones and family. There's nothing that's too hard to not make it through. We all have challenges in life. Just make sure if you're feeling down, you're feeling out, reach out to talk to somebody. And if you're not feeling down and out, reach out to your old battles just to check in. Sometimes that, hey, long time, how's it going text can potentially save a fucking life. But, we're all here for you guys, and there are other resources out there. So
use every single one.
Use them all if you need them.
And guys, thank you so much. We're going to see you in 168. Maybe we'll have a guest. We're going to work on it. Guys, remember, episode 100 is coming up, so that means changes. Changes.
John loves his changes.
Nothing changes but the changes. Gary Busey, 2005.
Hey, and we love our John, so that's okay.
Yep. And guys, this will be up immediately today. There is no AI rendering. This is going as is, okay? Because I don't want these guys to sound like virgins.
Fucked over our goddamn voices last week.
Can you let me sound like a virgin again? Like, I don't even fucking remember that shit. What was that like?
Listen to the last episode. Guys, I love you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week in 168. Make sure you watch Last of Us tonight at 9 p.m. so you can talk with us next week about it. See you later, alligators.
Love you guys.